Welcome to Talkin' to Taylor. I'm your host, Taylor Dragovich, an AMP Media Productions producer. You can catch me here every Monday at 11 a.m. I'll be interviewing guests, reviewing movies, talking about pop culture, and so much more every week. Now, time for the show. Hello, and welcome back to Talkin' to Taylor. So, today I actually have a guest. I know it's been a while since I've had a guest on my show, but this guest I've known her for a long time because we happen to have lived together for a long time and known her for the past 19 years. She is my sister, and today we're going to be talking about how she is a college athlete and life as a college athlete. Oh, I actually just remembered that I left my notes over there. And thank you. Haley is going to bring them to me because she's so nice. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, so we're going to talk about life as a college student and all that. I have my little notes queued up. I wrote these a long time ago, but I didn't think that I could interview her while she was at college because she has horrible Wi-Fi there, typical college student problems. But yeah, so we will bring her over. You got it? You can bring her over. Yeah, perfect. Hi. So this is my sister, everyone. And yeah, she just finished her freshman year of college at Lake Sumter State College. As a pitcher, I put her little description there. So, first off, we'll ask you, I have my little questions. What do you go to school for? Like your major and like talk about your sport a little bit.
So my major is business. Not sure what I want to do exactly with that, but business is pretty broad, so I could do a bunch of things with that. Yes, I play softball at Lake Sumter. Um, what else do you want me to talk about with softball?
Well, I just remembered that I had a video ready to like show on the show, but I totally forgot about it. So I'll post it on my Talkin' to Taylor Instagram. It's just a few highlights that I like recorded at one of your games. And but you hit, you pitch, what positions have you played so far in college?
So I'm a pitcher mainly. I love to hit, but it's hard with pitchers are like they kind of control the game, so pitcher's main job is just to pitch. But I also play first, and I've gotten a couple innings playing first before. And yeah, that's it. And I love play too, so that's about it.
Nice, nice. And let's see. So what has college softball been like workout wise? Because it's probably, I would assume, more intense than high school that you played for 4 years.
Yeah. So fall is more conditioning and training for spring, which is when our season is. So fall is a little rough. You have like weight room, 6 a.m. Like every Wednesday we have that, and you just never know what to expect. So you just kind of got to be in shape. And I feel like that's the biggest advice I could give to any athlete is to just be in shape, be ready for your sport. Because if you are, and if you have that mindset, then it should be pretty easy for you. It's just the people who didn't mentally and didn't physically prepare that struggled a lot with it.
Well, how did you mentally and physically prepare, I guess, for not only going to play softball at a higher level, but you also were moving out and going to college and taking these harder classes and all that?
Well, it was definitely a lot because I feel like I was nervous leaving home. I had never been away and trying to do things on my own and be my own person. I'm not very independent, so that was a little rough for me. But and trying to make new friends right away. But I think that's the awesome part about having a team is you kind of have automatic friends. And I met a lot of girls that were just so sweet off the bat, and I think you build a stronger connection when you're like working out and when you're sweating and when you're all struggling. I feel like you build like a stronger connection with everyone. And the college classes, they're rough, but after you get the hang of it, I feel like it gets a little better.
Yeah. I mean, you like have had college classes, but you've started off, I mean, the past, you were class of 2020, if like everyone didn't know, she was class of 2020, so she didn't get a graduation. You just pulled up in your car to our high school and they gave you your diploma there. But I mean, there was like, you can't really say which is worse. Like, I mean, I feel like class of 21 probably got it worse, but class of 2020 was also bad because they like weren't expecting any of that. So then you thought you were gonna get a prom, a graduation, all that, and then it just didn't happen. But we like made the best of it. Like, we threw our little prom at our house and stuff. So that was all right, but yeah, you haven't really like had in-person college classes, so I guess that's going to be a whole new experience. So, but I mean, college classes online, they're still college classes, so it's still not fun. But let's see. And let's see. Well, anything else? What is it like, I guess, being just like a college athlete in general? Like, is there any advice you'd have for anyone?
I'd say just to work hard, and I feel like being a good example for people, because honestly, being an athlete, it's like, it sounds crazy, but I feel like it's more who you are as a person and what you have to offer in that way. Because being an athlete like builds you. You have to have like a strong mindset, especially as a pitcher. I have to go in there and like mentally control the game, and if they hit it over on you, you can't let that affect you for the next one. And I feel like that really prepares you for life in general, because you got to just like always stay positive and not let the next play affect you, because you got to keep going with the game, and you got to be able to support your teammates and pick them up. And I was actually voted captain as a freshman, so there were four captains, and I was as a freshman. So that was a big role for me, because I was just going in there and I was like, okay, these people trust me, so I got to kind of step it up, and that's what you have to do from there. So I feel like that's a big part of it.
All right. Let me see what time it is. Okay. So we're gonna go to commercial, and then when we come back, Alyssa and I will talk about her being my sister, because she is my sister also. So we'll talk about a little bit about that when we come back.
About Italy, since we live in the United
Just
States.
I'll click one for the
So if
thing
you want
off.
to talk
Yeah,
about
perfect.
I want to hear the rest of the show, but I have so much stuff to do. Guess I can't listen to it anymore. Well, that's simple. Just listen to Talking to Taylor on the Anchor app or Spotify. How did you get in my room? That's not important right now. Just go on Spotify, search up Talking to Taylor, find this icon, click on it, and you'll find all my shows that I upload every Monday. Okay, I'm gonna try that. You really should. Go download the Anchor app or Spotify and find me. You can listen to Talking to Taylor on your runs, while you're doing laundry, while you're feeding your turtle, while you're washing the dishes, while you're driving, and so many other things. Go listen to Talking to Taylor as a podcast right now. Thanks for tuning into Talking to Taylor, coming to you every Monday at 11 a.m. Now back to the show.
Yeah, because what happens?
I don't know what she's doing. So we are back, and now that we've covered everything about you being a college athlete and everything, we'll talk about you being my sister, because that's, we have had to live together for a long time. So, a little rundown. I'm older. A lot of people don't think that I'm older. They think that she's older, not only because she apparently looks older. That's what people tell me. but also, I mean, her being taller than me and like wearing makeup and all that doesn't help me looking older, but yeah, so I am older by a year and a half, so I'm 2 grades ahead of her in school, and what was I gonna say? But yeah, everyone thinks that she's older, but it's whatever, and dang, I just had a whole train of thought and I just lost it. I don't know where I was going. But anyway, I mean, we've had to live together until she just moved out recently. We shared a room for most of our life. I'd say the past, like for 10 years or so. And after she moved out, I moved to my little sister's room. And then now she shares a room with our other sister. So I'm sure you have a fun time with that. But yeah, so we'll talk about that. So what's it like being my sister, I guess?
It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the typical like sisters fight, but like I love the TikToks that are like, oh, I get in all these arguments with my sister, like you want to go get coffee, like 2 minutes later you want to go like to Starbucks. So I feel like
Yeah.
that's us. We get in arguments and we get like, the typical sister arguments, but like 10 minutes later we're like, yo, you want to like go get some food or something?
That's true. Yeah, we always say we have twin telepathy because everyone thinks that we're twins our whole life, like especially when we were younger, not as much anymore. But when we were younger, everyone thought we looked identical, which, I mean, I guess we kind of did. I can post pictures on my Talking to Taylor Instagram of like pictures of us when we were younger, but I mean, now we kind of look different because, when you're younger, you kind of look the same, I guess. But everyone, especially when we were kids, like thought we were twins. So for almost our whole life, we've been getting asked, are you guys twins? You look identical. And we're like, no, we're not. And we've joked that like we're going to say that we're twins eventually, but I don't think we ever did that. So we have this joke, though, that we have twin telepathy, which is like, because we have like this sister bond, I guess you could say, where we've grown up in the same house, in the same room for like 18 years. And so when you're living that close to each other, you're going to develop some sort of weird connection. And then also we just know each other really well. We know like our family really well. So then we'll just be like, we've had 3 or 4 really weird moments where we have said the same exact thing at the same exact time. And my favorite one, I can't remember what we said, but it was like, we said the same exact thing at the same exact time, but it wasn't related to anything anyone was talking about. But we're just that similar in our brain that we like connected this thing with this other thing. Even though like a normal person wouldn't connect the two, like we connected it. I don't know if what I'm saying makes any sense, but
We were eating dinner, and there's this video of Taylor, and she was younger, and she goes, because it's my birthday.
oh yes.
And so we were sitting, and it wasn't even her birthday. It had no relation. We hadn't even seen that video in a while, and all of a sudden Taylor and I at the same time go, because it's my birthday. And we were like dying.
I
laughing.
wish we could have gotten any of the times we said the same thing at the same time on video, but that one was like the craziest thing we had ever done, well, we thought at the time. And so we just looked at each other and we were like, did you just say that? It was so crazy and just hilarious. So we've had multiple times where that's happened. So we say we have our little sister bond, which is fun. But yeah, and then we just like know our siblings and our parents really well. So we'll be like, I don't know, we'll be like, we'll just make fun of our siblings together, talk about Megan and her. We say that she has fat gums and stuff like that, which is like mean, but it's sibling talk, so we're nice to them, I swear. Well, I'm nice to them. I don't know about you, but it's whatever. But I guess we can talk about sharing a room because that was a really big part of our life for like over 10 years. I remember we moved into the house that we're at now, that Alyssa's at right now, when I was like in 6th grade. I was like 12 or 11, and Alyssa's pretty much 2 years younger than me, so she was, what'd you say?
going into 5th grade.
Yeah, so she was going into 5th grade. I think it was the end of my 6th grade year, I remember. So I was going into 7th grade. And we, even before that, we like shared a room at our old house. And at our old house, we had separate rooms, but then we were like, I think we were both just scared of the dark or something. So we like were scared to like not share a room. So then we were like, we want to share a room. And so we shared a room, and we thought it was so epic because we wanted like the other room to be our play room. We were like, this is going to be the room where we store all our toys and stuff. And we had like this big epic plan. And then our brother was born. And then we were kind of forced to share a room, I think, after that, because then we were having like, and then our sister was born, and then our other brother was born. And then after that, we were kind of like, we had to share a room because there weren't enough rooms for everyone to get their own. And so, yeah, we've shared a room since early elementary school, I think. I really don't remember much of having my own room before now. But yeah, I mean, to pass the time, we would make Video Star videos. That was our main pastime. So, I mean, in the end, sharing a room was kind of worth it, I guess, because
It was good memories, and
yeah.
I had to share a room my freshman year at college, so it prepared me to know how to share a room for a kind of respectable space, I guess.
Yeah, I guess sharing a room does prepare you for like sharing a room with anyone else, and like, I mean, eventually if I move out or whatever and I'll get an apartment or something, I don't really want to live by myself, so I'll probably find a roommate or something, and then I'll have to share an apartment with a person I don't even know. So if I like already have skills of sharing a room, and if you can share a room with your sibling, you can probably share a room with anyone, because we like know each other the best, but we also know what each other hates the most. So then there would be times where we're just like mad at each other, and then we would set each other off on purpose, or like Alyssa and I, we're not the cleanest people, and I would get really annoyed with like certain things that Alyssa did, and she would probably get annoyed with certain things I did with sharing a room. But I guess it made us grow closer in a way. So maybe that's where our twin telepathy developed or whatever. So yeah, that's probably how that happened. But in the end, it worked out, and now I don't have to share a room with her anymore, so we good now. But yeah, let's see, anything else about being sisters? I feel like we had a point in our sister relationship where we were like, we didn't really like each other. That was like middle school, I feel like. I don't know if it was like if you felt like that too.
I feel like we all kind of have that like annoying stage, but I feel like we're also trying to figure out who we are, so we're like kind of confused. Because when you grow up, you're like, who am I? Like, what do I want to do? Like, what kind of a person do I want to be? And I think you were finally growing up, and I was still in that stage, and so we
That's
were just
true.
like going at, you would get annoyed with me 24/7, but like I didn't even know what was wrong with me at that point. Like, it just
Yeah,
it
I
was a
probably
growing.
also thought I was like super mature because I was like
Yeah, and you're like
13 years
my little
old.
sister. Yeah, so I
I
think
feel
it was
like it
just
was
a
middle school. So you were like 6th grade and I'm like 8th grade. So when you're in 8th grade, you think that you're like so old and cool because you're going to be in high school soon. And when you're in 6th grade, you just got out of elementary school. So I remember at that, and then you like had different like interests than me. Like you were more interested in like, oh, I kind of want to hang out with the cool people, and I didn't really care about that. So then you were like trying to be cool around certain people, and I didn't really care. So then we like had different opinions on that, and we'd be like, we would butt heads, and then I'd just be like, she's so annoying. And then our
I feel like
parents would always be like, oh, one day you're going to look back at this and like, you're going to realize that you're best friends. And we're like, we're never going to be best friends. We hate each other. We're so annoying. But
no, I think we're so much more. I feel like because once we finally both reached that more mature stage, we were like, oh, like I remember I was like, oh, I understand kind of what Taylor was talking about with how I was being
oh yeah.
annoying. And then I was like, oh, I was annoying. But, like, it's just a growing up thing. I feel like
Yeah, I
everyone goes
mean, middle school we're all annoying, so.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, there have been multiple times where Alyssa has said to me like, "I finally realized what you were saying," and I'm like, "Yeah, like I'm not just saying it to annoy you." Like, yeah, there's been multiple times where like and also Alyssa has done things after me or like around the same time as me. So like I did cross country for a long time, and then our parents wanted Alyssa to do cross country because it gets you in really good shape and all that. And then Alyssa, for like the longest time, she was like, I don't understand why you like it. I don't understand why you do it and all of this. And then I don't understand why it's that hard. All you're doing is running. You probably said stuff like that to me. And then you did it and you were like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done, but also it got me in really good shape and I really like all the friends. So then it was like nice hearing that
your
you
mental state
understood.
too. I never knew how mental running was until I did cross
Yeah.
country.
I probably like said something like, "Oh yeah, cross country is mental too," and you were like, "No, it's not. Like that's
I didn't
stupid. Why would you
understand. I
say
think that
that?"
was the biggest thing for me.
I remember my freshman year, my coaches would be like, "Cross country is 90% mental and 10% physical," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard." And now I'm like, okay, kind of true though, because yeah, like if you tell yourself I can't go any faster than this, you're not gonna go faster than that. So that's just how it works. And we started off for a long time. It was just the two of us. Well, not a long time, but I mean, until Michael was born when I was 7, and you were, I'm assuming, 5 or 6. 6? Okay. Because it just depends on like what month it is. But yeah, so I was 7 when Michael was born, but that's 7 years that I had. I mean, well, I guess 5 years because the first year and a half I was by myself, but I don't remember that. But that's like basically 7 years of just us. So I guess we like had that time to develop our bond because we had no one else anyway. And then when your siblings are babies, you can't really do much with them anyway. So we really just had each other for like a long time. So yeah, we went from like, we had only each other, and then we would just hang out with each other all the time. And then we like kind of got annoyed with each other at some point, and then now we're like, then we shared a room in high school and all that. And then we kind of like came to an agreement like, okay, we kind of understand where each other's coming from. So, and then now we're here. So we still don't admit that we like each other, but we do have our like moments. We have our twin telepathy and all that. So
Now we have a lot of, it's funny because now we have a lot of similar friends. Like we used to have like total opposite friends, and now we have like
oh yeah,
a
like,
lot of friends that we share and like can hang out with in groups and stuff like that.
that's true. We like get along with each other's friends. Also, we like, yeah, we have like the same friends now. Like our friend Noah, we were hanging out with last night, and we're like, so it was me, Alyssa, and Noah, and we were all just like hanging out. And Alyssa and I get along like friends, I guess you could say, because I mean, we still like fight like sisters at some points, but we still like hang out like friends in like groups and stuff. So like I remember Noah said to me a while ago, he was like, I forget that you guys are sisters, because he like thinks of us as like separate friends. So then when we're like, oh yeah, like we'll just drive over together, he's like, oh yeah, like I forget that you guys like are sisters. And like obviously he knows that we're sisters, but like he forgets because we're just like, we're not
very
exactly
similar,
at
but we're
package
also
deal.
very
Yeah.
different. in
Yeah,
our
I
ways,
guess
and
it's
feel
like that for any
we are.
siblings.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
But yeah, so now we basically have all the same friends, and that's our life. Our lives are conjoined. So, but now we have 3 other siblings to worry about too. So, but anything else you want to say? Oh, it's our mom's birthday today, so we gotta say happy birthday to her. Happy birthday. Yeah, so, ooh, someone's texting me. Dad's saying that I say the word like way too much, which is likely true.
It's a habit.
Yeah, it's bad. I watch my shows back. There was one show a while ago I was watching and I said the word so many times and it was making me so angry. But yeah, I try to catch myself on that. But it's hard because it is a habit. But anything else that you would like to add?
Well, I guess coming in here as a college athlete, I would say don't be scared. It's one of the best experiences I had in my life. I think I made friends that I will have for a really long time, at least I hope so. So don't be afraid, just work hard, have a positive mindset, and everything else will work out. God has a plan, so it'll just fall right into place if you let it. So, yeah.
And any advice about, I guess, getting along with your siblings, being sisters?
Well, that's a hard one. I'd say just learn to grow within yourself first, honestly. Learn yourself, learn to grow as a person, and then your bond with your siblings will start to understand them more and get along with them more. And just work with them. It's rough. I still have a hard time with certain siblings, as you know, getting along with them. But
Yeah, we're just in different
they're also in their
phases of life.
stages too. Exactly. So,
So
but it'll work.
it is hard when you're different ages. But we were so close in age that it was like easy at one point because we're like, okay, we're friends now, I guess. So yeah, but if you, athlete-wise, if you put in the work and you care about it, then you'll get there. But sister-wise, I guess this is gonna be a whole lesson. If you put in the work in your sister relationships and your sport, then you'll be successful. Basically, is our point. We're so good. But that's the end. Thanks for joining me, Alyssa. She didn't really have a choice, kind of forced her, but
I mean, I like it, so.
yeah, but and I will post I'll try to post pictures of us on the Instagram, and I'll try to post that video of Alyssa's softball highlights on the Instagram, so look out for that at Talking to Taylor on Instagram and Facebook. And if you don't have me on the Anchor app, or like it's on Spotify too, like if you want to listen to it as a podcast, I will try to stop saying the words like and in the future. So see you, gosh, I just did it again. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed talking to Taylor just as much as I did. Make sure you come back next week for a brand new show with me, Taylor. Follow me on social media at Talking to Taylor on Instagram and Facebook. Also, find me on the Anchor app if you just feel like listening to my show. See you next time.